Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/AskReddit. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. What is not illegal but is creepy? There are still US states where you can marry a child if their parents consent to the marriage. At that point you can have sex with the child. If the child wishes to leave, they cannot seek a divorce because they are still a minor and thus not old enough to initiate the legal proceedings. I think it's much worse than just creepy, but it is creepy. In the 60s my grandma got married. I never thought it was creepy because they were both 16, but if you're saying someone older than 18 can marry a minor, then that's fucking creepy. Children's beauty pageants. Gross. Especially when they put fake teeth in and fake lashes and stuff. Why the hell should we sexualize little girls? And going to a children's pageant when your child is not in the pageant, ugh, the thought of it alone creeps me out. Going on a nice nighttime walk with your shovel. There really is nothing quite like digging few holes around the neighborhood to unwind after a long second shift as a ditch digger. Dude came up to me and my friends in the woods outside Chicago with a big knife and a trash bag asking to show us something. My friends and I were pretty concerned and tried to back away, fearing there was a severed head in the bag or something. He was actually just foraging for mushrooms and wanted to show us his haul. Don't wander in the woods with a big knife and trash bag and go up to people. If you do, please lead with the fact that you are looking for mushrooms and not more people to hack up. Almost everyone in Walmart at 3 a.m. We used to hang out there and people watch in the middle of the night sometimes during college when we were too broke to afford anything better to do. Paparazzi. It's ridiculous that they're basically allowed to stalk and harass people because it's their job. I don't know how they're able to live with themselves. I remember some news about there being a hacker whose sole purpose was doxing paparazzi. They live well because money has destroyed their conscience. Walking right behind someone on an otherwise empty sidewalk. Or sitting right next to someone on an otherwise empty bus/train. Even worse when you're walking down a sidewalk and someone else is walking on an aligning sidewalk, and then merging onto the one you're walking on at the exact moment you're walking past them, making you walk next to each other. Making your students sign a contract that they will wait to have sex until marriage in public school. I signed one to say I wouldn't try drugs. I'm pretty sure it didn't work. Contracts signed by minors are not legally binding. They are not adults and legally cannot consent to anything. Keeping a box of chicken bones in your closet. /oddly specific. What's creepy about having a box of candy? I stayed at a motel once where you could get the room with bars on the windows for an extra $20. To keep people in or to keep people out. Tried to stay at a shitty motel with bars on the window in Tacoma, stretching my legs while my friend checked in. A cop comes up and asks if I'm here for hookers or heroin. I tell him we're tourists staying the night before seeing the Space Needle the next day. He responded with good luck and walked off. When we get in the room, one of my friends asked what the smell is, and I'm like, yeah, that's stale crack smoke. Also, there was apparently a bring your own light bulb policy. We collectively decided that none of us wanted to get raped or stabbed by a crackhead that night, so we left and stayed at my friend's dad's place. Someone smelling you. Like really sniffing your scent. Some girl did it to me and said I smelled delicious. Joe Biden has entered the chat. Pretending to be a female on Tinder. Isn't that somehow illegal though, as it's basically catfishing? Looking at other people on the beach with binoculars. That's better than without binoculars, but close enough to see the same thing, I think. The emergency alert system noise. It's helpful, but the sound is creepy. It's supposed to be. You're not gonna sleep through it or accidentally miss it. It's technically illegal for anything that isn't the EAS system to play the EAS system noise. In the USA, a woman can rape a underaged boy and then sue them for not paying child support. Or a man can rape a little girl and fight for custody/visitation. The US needs to treat rape victims better, like yesterday. Half of the shit on this here website. Agreed. Cannibalism, it's not illegal, it's the way you get body. It actually is illegal, unless you have consent. Filming and harassing PPL via filming in public. I get it, you have no expectation of privacy in public. Just because you can do something, doesn't mean you should do something. Those TV shows about a high school teen's sex life. It's one thing to have that part of the story cause of course it's teenagers, but having whole shows centered on it is weird AF. Secret Life of an American Teenager has entered the chat. Or just how anytime there is a show or movie about a teen or very young adult there has to be something that is explicitly sexual or strange, whether that be a heavy makeout session or a scene involving showers that lingers maybe a little too long. I get teens are horny, but that doesn't mean it needs to be, or even should be filmed. Taking inappropriate pictures of women without their consent. I remember in elementary school a friend of mine showed me a bunch of photos at the back of an album, all of women her dad took pictures of at the beach without their knowledge. While on vacation with his family. Creepy. Denying Redditors who voluntarily flash their titties to see if you are special enough to get a unique titty flash. You are not. Ha. I got creepy DMS after posting a fully clothed picture. Wake up at 2 a.m. and your cat is staring at you. My cat will wake me up by petting my hair sometimes. I think he might be showing me how he prefers to be petted. Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Visually lusting after people in public places. There was a man 2 years ago in my city who would park his car and use binoculars to stare at women in public places, and even go inside places with the binoculars and check them out in the stores, etc. He would have his tongue out, do a weird smile, and make other creepy gestures when he did it, and when people called him out on it, he would admit to it and say it's his freedom. To make matters even more disgusting, he would even look at underage girls. It got to the point where he was kicked out of several public places in the area. The police were contacted after several people filmed him, and unfortunately, there is nothing they could do. Every public place in the world is free to kick him out, but there is nothing illegal about checking out people in public. He can look at anyone he wants. Those YouTube videos of sex-obsessed, incel men who go up to random women in public and ask them about sex or make them answer questions that if they get wrong, they have to kiss them / give their number / etc. Pretty sure those are all staged / women are paid in advance. Ever wonder why it's only on like 1 or 2 college campuses? Most lowly anything but especially hentai. I hate having to Google terms. Putting underwear into other women shoppers' carts. Californians shitting on the sidewalks. What the hell is going on in California? It's funny because I thought this was satire until I actually went there and saw someone shitting outside the Powell St. BART station. Then about 6 to 7 more people on the walk back to Embarcadero. Dark web chat rooms. Like damn. Sometimes people on there are normal, but most of the time those are the creepiest people I've ever come across. Then why the fuck are you on the dark web? r/18 NSFW or any fixation on barely legal teens for that matter. Netflix, cuties. Anyone can come onto your property, and it is legal unless you put up a no trespassing sign. Learned this past summer when a creepy neighbor tied a white balloon outside of my bedroom, and when I opened shade in the morning there it was. Cops said it was okay BC, I didn't post a sign, who knew? Depends on where you live. Generally this is trespassing and not legal. IDK where you live, but it sounds like the police might have been lying to you. However, there's also really not a whole lot they could do about it in this situation. I am a law student and do actually have knowledge on this subject. Sitting on the lap of a random bearded fat guy and telling him what you've wanted most all year. This is why I think strip clubs are disgusting. Calling women females. Generally if anyone says female or male it makes me think of biology, oddly dehumanizing. Owning a windowless van just cause. 99% of them are just work vans though. It's the only way to keep tools and stuff secure. Those YouTube families that are showing off their kids. Dating someone who is just the legal age of consent when you're much older. Fucking a tree on your own property. Pretty sure that is illegal if you are visible from the road. Collecting your cum in a jar all year long, and then sending it as a Christmas present to your crush. This sounds like there's a story behind this. Lowly /shota porn, at least the drawn kind. Yeah, it's not illegal, but I'll judge the hell out of you if that's what you get off to. No, she's actually 3,000 years old isn't a valid excuse. Gah. I had a classmate who was very into lolis. Still is the massive amount of loli figurines he owns is a testament to that. It's so creepy how normalized that shit is in the anime community. / My neighbors. Better medical care for rich people. College guys going back to their high school for dates. The amount of private information pertaining to your home/marriage/ permits that are readily available to the public. I'm an insurance agent, and if I can't get a hold of a client to get info on their house, I go to the county assessor site. Depending on the county, shit can get real. Some counties only state the basics: address, date of sale/chain of title, amount, and plot of land. Some counties, however, list literally everything about your house. And if you follow the chain of title and go digging around on those super specific websites, you can find marriage and divorce decrees, permits, licenses, etc. You can get a pretty damn good picture of someone's life if you look hard enough. An 18-year-old dating a 50-year-old. Being an adult man alone at a playground. What about being an adult woman alone at a playground? Oh wait, I forgot. All women are motherly figures who love children and can cause them no harm. But I just want to vigorously swing while shouting wee. Dolls. Basically all of them. Hanging out in parks in the summer/fall and shamelessly ogling underage girls' cross-country teams as they stretch before runs. Raping your wife until the 90s. Hair dolls. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.